Hello, welcome to Moonlit Justice Oracle. I'm here to do a collective reading for Divine Feminine. Long story short, I've been trying to come up with a good path for myself and for the collective regarding readings that are not sketchy deck readings. I've dabbled with different ideas, as you may or may not have witnessed on this channel, and I think this is a good path. I think this is a beneficial path for everyone in the damn world. So here we go. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everything you do in support of this channel. Thank you for always having my back. I appreciate you. All right, define feminine energy. Divine feminine energy. Fix my little thingy. All right. May we please have 2 cards representing the current energy of the Divine Feminine. 2 cards, please, representing the current energy of Divine Feminine. Breaking trail. A breakthrough is at hand. This person has been going up and down this path, tending to the crops, and all of a sudden, they take their shovel and they create a new path, or they discover a new path, or both. A breakthrough is at hand. The Divine Director, intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided. Happiness is your purpose. Wow, so maybe the divine, I keep saying divine. Divine feminine energy has been guided towards this breakthrough, this new trail, new path. Happiness is your purpose. Maybe this is a new path, a discovery that leads to Divine Feminine's happiness or their purpose. All right. May I have 1 card for why Divine Feminine is currently in this energy? Impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy. Perhaps there's been a period of time where Divine Feminine energy has been reflecting, perhaps on the current state, on the past, all of the above, the future. Because the squirrel is on this path. Oh, similar to breaking trail. Also, if you see me shaking, I'm fine. I'm not nervous. I struggle with low blood sugar on a regular basis, so that's what's going on. I won't fall into a coma on camera, I promise. Okay, so in this card, can you see this? The squirrel is just chilling there, and they're looking at this path, and there's a brick wall. So I don't know if... It's interesting, because with the breakthrough at hand, a similar situation, but this farmer is going through this wall of perhaps wheat. Anyway, so the Divine Feminine is currently having a breakthrough, discovering something new, a new path, a new possibility, and this is happening after a period of reflection. I don't know if this path was perceived as being closed off or there was a blockage in the way, like there's no way through. Maybe the breakthrough is that there is a way through. Just something needed to happen. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided. Happiness is your purpose. Maybe Divine Feminine had their eye on this path, and in the past they perceived this wall or blockage, and they kept being guided to go this way, but they're like, but wait, there's this blockage, there's this wall there. And this period of reflecting has maybe led to the realization or an idea regarding this pathway not being blocked, or there's another way around. Redirect your energy, it says. So maybe Divine Feminine decided to redirect their energy. Okay, we'll look into it more. We're going to clarify all these. Alright, may I have 1 card representing what the Divine Feminine collective should avoid while in this energy, or let go of while in this energy. Diana, focused intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. Interesting. And this is something that should be avoided or let go of. Focused intention. Maybe, I don't, okay, so I could see this as if Divine Feminine was focusing on a blockage of some kind, an obstacle in their path. Maybe they're being guided to avoid focusing on the blockage or obstacle versus focusing on the path itself, or focusing on, or redirecting what they're focusing on or have been focusing on. Think about what you desire. That's definitely not something that the divine would suggest you avoid. So set your sights high. Also, not something the divine would want someone to let go of or avoid. Expect the best possible outcome. Also, you know, nothing in this card is like, oh, avoid this. So maybe it has to do with focused, being focused, what one's focused on. And there's definitely something here about this blocked path. Not giving so much power to the wall, the blockage, the perceived blockage or wall. I don't know, I mean, what could this be regarding, you know? Is it the connection between Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, Divine Masculine as an external person, or as, you know, as another person, a separate energy, or is this the Divine Masculine energy within ourselves? We all have both, you know? Is this another aspect of life? I have a lot of questions. Alright, what should Divine Feminine strive for while in this energy? What should they maybe lean into? What would be beneficial for Divine Feminine to lean into while in this energy? To embrace, to strive for? What would be beneficial for Divine Feminine? Rejuvenating rain. Clear the past, heal the present. Rejuvenating rain. Clear the past, heal the present. So, I'm not sure if you've, I'm just going to say you, like, you know, if you've been focusing on something from the past that might involve this blockage or closed path, and you're being encouraged to clear the past, heal the present. Stop focusing on past blockages, or like if this squirrel in this picture, right? If this squirrel is sitting there looking at the wall, but there's other ways this path leads, you know. This squirrel is being guided to stop looking at that blockage in the path and see what other paths they may find, see where the other path leads them. May I have one card representing Divine Feminine's current obstacle challenge? One card representing Divine Feminine's current obstacle challenge. Believe in magic. Believing in magic as a current obstacle challenge. Journey by moonlight. Believe in magic. Have you felt like life has kind of lost its magical luster to you in some way? Maybe there was a point where you felt more, I don't know, what is magic to someone? What is magic? When I see this card, I just think of, like when I first started, I don't know, I used to be a very unmagical person. I used to be like an atheist, or like I didn't believe in higher powers. I slightly believed in some magical force in the universe, but it wasn't anything serious to me. But I remember specifically when I discovered tarot, through other people reading tarot, it brought this certain feeling of magic in the world. And my whole life changed from that moment on. A lot more magical. So I don't know if there's Divine Feminines out there who are feeling kind of I mean, if you're in divine feminine energy, you've definitely experienced the magic. You know the magic is there. Maybe things in life have gotten you feeling like more caught up in day-to-day worldly stuff, you know. Believe in magic is the obstacle. May have one card representing what divine feminine is doing or has been doing that's beneficial to themselves and or the connection with divine masculine. One card representing navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. So you've been following your bliss. Divine feminine energy has been following their bliss. Navigating by the stars. It's interesting because, I don't know, I'm getting kind of a sense of trusting in the universe and the divine and God, higher powers, source. Trusting in that higher power. But maybe there's a feeling of like, what am I getting from this? Almost like a desaturated view of the world. Because to me, someone experiencing magic in life sees so many brilliant colors. Someone who isn't maybe seeing or feeling the magic, everything seems a little duller or dimmer. Follow your bliss. This is what you have been doing or are doing that's beneficial to yourself or this connection. No, okay, let me rephrase that. It's beneficial to yourself and the connection. It's all related, right? What's good for you, for your higher self, is good for this connection. Navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. All right, may I have two cards representing advice and or guidance for continuing to elevate in this divine feminine energy. Two cards of guidance. Taking shelter. The answers are within. Whatever answers you're seeking, they can be found within you. You don't have to go to outside sources or look to others for information, the truth, etc. The answers you need and are seeking are within. Taking shelter. May I have one more card to accompany taking shelter, please? Transformation. A fresh new way of living emerges. We've got a phoenix. I believe that's a phoenix. It's some kind of winged beauty. Transformation. Taking shelter. The answers are within. A fresh new way of living emerges. Okay, you know what I just got? So, you know, in some, like, I don't know, in film or whatever, there's like transitional phases between scenes where it's like one scene fades out and then the other scene starts. I'm kind of getting that with the believe in magic as the obstacle challenge. It's like the end of one scene, the end of an old way of living is kind of dimming out. That might be why it feels dull or desaturated in some kind of way. It's because this cycle, this phase, it's wrapping up. A breakthrough is at hand, so you're breaking through to that next scene. You're breaking through to that next scene, and a fresh new way of living emerges. Okay, let's clarify these. What's on the bottom out of curiosity? Great adventure. Take a risk. Venture forward. All right, here we go. I'm going to use my Native American Oracle. Oh, I can't shuffle them this way. I forgot. I just picked this deck up after not using it for many years. This used to be my go-to deck for myself. I don't know if I've ever used it on the channel. Maybe. Maybe early on. Alright. Please clarify breaking trail for the Divine Feminine's current energy. Breaking trail, a breakthrough is at hand. Tradition, create rituals and events to celebrate your heritage. I'm not going to take it officially, but this might mean something to someone. Family, ceremony, and lore. Tradition. Maybe this is breaking some kind of tradition, or maybe looking for a new way to do something versus the traditional or expected way. Traditional, expected, typical. There's other words, I just can't think of them. Why is a breakthrough is at hand here for Divine Feminine's current energy? A breakthrough is at hand. A breakthrough is at hand. Summit. You are reaching the top and success is on its way. This card kept coming out when I was doing practice runs of this reading. Summit. An eagle. You are reaching the top and success is on the way. Victory, fortune, gains. So you're breaking through into a new path, a new way, and this is leading you to the top. Success is on the way. This is the path to success for you in some regard. Whether that's success within this connection, whatever success means to you regarding a divine connection. Why is the divine director here? Intervention and purpose. Intervention and purpose for Divine Feminine Collective. Intervention and purpose. Carefree. Enjoy the simple things and live in the moment. Freedom, joy, ascend. It's a hummingbird. So we got birds here. Birds might be significant to someone. Carefree. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided. Happiness is your purpose. So I feel like the divine has been guiding you. In whatever ways, in the several glorious ways the divine guides us. They've been guiding you towards being in this more carefree energy. Maybe that comes from, in this impasse and focused intention card, it's like the squirrel was focused so much on the blockage or a blocked path, obstacles, challenges, etc. Or maybe even that blockage, that blocked path was put there as divine intervention in some way. Some kind of blockage was intended to give you the time and space to reflect and redirect your energy. In order to allow you the chance to enjoy the simple things and live in the moment. A sense of freedom, joy, ascension. And this is ultimately leading you to a breakthrough, or you're experiencing that breakthrough now. And that's leading you on this path to success, to victory, fortune, gains. You're summiting the mountain. Alright. Please clarify focused intention for what the Divine Feminine Collective should avoid or let go of. Focused intention. Focused intention for what the Divine Feminine Collective should avoid or let go of. Planting. Look for new ideas and take action on them. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that there's been focus on something that's not beneficial, or it's not, at least at the time, like not necessarily in general, but at the time, focusing on something that was not beneficial, was not helping you elevate in some way. Look for new ideas and take action on them. Prepare, start, nurture. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. Look for new ideas and take action on them. Prepare. I'm kind of getting like, regarding this blocked path, was something planted already? Like, did you plant something already? Not literally, I mean maybe, but more figuratively, metaphorically. Did you plant something, and were you trying to, like, were you focused on what you planted, and there was no point in focusing on it? It's like, what's that, what do people say about the boiling water? I don't know. Something about watching the water boil or something. Interesting. Alright. Oh, I forgot to clarify this one. Impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy. And this is why the Divine Feminine is currently in this breakthrough energy. Reflect and redirect for why Divine Feminine is currently in the breakthrough energy. Whoa! Moon phases. Moon. Come here. Moon phases. All things come in divine timing. Watch for signs. Phase, cycle, chance. Moon phases. So it's a phase. Change. Reflect and redirect your energy. Yeah, so I'm going to assume that this impasse, the squirrel looking at the blocked path, this was a crucial phase in the elevation of you in divine feminine energy. It was important for you to be put in that position. All things come in divine timing. Watch for signs. Also, when I was saying before, just now, about waiting for the water to boil and stuff like that, all things come in divine timing. Watch for signs. Maybe you've got a sign. We do have divine intervention. Know that you are being guided. Maybe you've been getting signs, or you were paying attention to signs, and that led you to this path where the breakthrough is happening. Rejuvenating rain. And this is what divine feminine should strive for or lean into. Why is rejuvenating rain? Clear the path. Clear the path. Clear the past. Heal the present. Radiance. Bask in the sunlight and share your brilliance. Heck yeah. The sun. Bask in the sunlight and share your brilliance. Shine, spotlight, fame. Clear the past. Heal the present. I'm kind of getting with this, like when I was talking before about the world seeming a little dim or desaturated, it's kind of like the sun's coming out, the colors coming back to the world. Rejuvenating rain. Cloudy times turning into sunny times, things like that. Lean into that energy. Bask in the sunlight and share your brilliance. Shine, spotlight, fame. Maybe there's something you do. Maybe you do something that puts you in the public eye in some way, or there's something you do that you showcase. Show the world your radiance. Share your brilliance. It would be beneficial to lean into that energy. Clearing the past, healing the present. Alright, Journey by Moonlight. Believe in magic. That's right. Believing in magic is your current obstacle challenge. Please clarify belief in magic as the current challenge. Expression. Speak up and share your passion with the world. Spotlight, fame, and perform. Again, spotlight, fame, expression. Maybe you've been feeling, if you do something that's in the public eye, or you showcase something, or you share something with the world in some way, maybe you've been having a hard time expressing yourself because of this lack of magical feeling. So you're being encouraged to speak up and share a passion with the world. Express yourself. Navigating by the stars. What you're doing, what you've been doing that's beneficial in this divine feminine energy. Why is follow your bliss here for what? I'm shuffling this wrong. Why is follow your bliss here for what the divine feminine is doing that's beneficial to their energy, the energy of divine masculine, the connection, and a whole. Change. You are experiencing a sudden transformation. End, begin, renew. Yes. The end of the chapter, the end of the scene fading out, a new scene starting. Follow your bliss. Following your bliss, navigating by the stars, trusting in the universe, trusting in God, trusting in the divine source. You are experiencing a sudden transformation, an ending and a beginning. This is a renewal. So by following your bliss, that's helping, that's beneficial to you, your connection with divine masculine. It's beneficial for divine masculine, whether that's another or yourself. Wow. Change. You're welcome. You're trusting in the change. You're trusting in whatever's been going on that's ended. Whatever's ended, you're trusting why that had to end. You're trusting that this leads to renewal, a new beginning in some way. There's something here about you're being strongly encouraged to put yourself out there in some way. And I don't know if this is something you've done before or that you usually do but you haven't been doing. or if this is a new idea, putting yourself out there, showcasing yourself in some kind of way. And that can just be in the mundane daily life, like going outside, or, you know, like spending time outside around others, getting some sunshine, if available. All right. Last cards here. Advice, guidance for continuing to elevate in your divine feminine energy. Why is taking shelter? The answers are within here as guidance for divine feminine. The answers are within. Desert. You take on challenges and overcome obstacles. Trials, solve, and mastery. Desert. Maybe you felt so in the desert, right? There's not much water. Things can seem kind of barren. I'm getting that again with the dim, desaturated view or perspective. Desert. You take on challenges and overcome obstacles. Reading. You take on challenges and overcome obstacles. And this is clarifying the answers are within. So maybe you have questions or you're seeking the truth when it comes to something that's, I don't know, a desert. Something that seems barren. Not necessarily lifeless, but the desert certainly isn't full of lush green landscapes, right? It's a duller, a dimmer, a more desaturated kind of look, right? Those answers are within. You have the answers. It's a matter of finding them. You take on challenges and overcome obstacles. Wise transformation, a fresh new way of living emerges here for Divine Feminine's guidance. A fresh new way of living emerges. A fresh new way of living emerges for Divine Feminine. Dreams. Your dreams are telling you the way to go. Plan, path, intuition. Maybe you've been having some kind of significant dreams regarding this transformation, a fresh new way of living. I guess it's important. You're being guided. It's suggested that you pay close attention to your dreams if possible. Plan, path, intuition. Following your intuition. Plan, path. I keep getting drawn back to the squirrel in the path. There's something here. This transformation it's involving this path. And I think this path is going to mean different things to different people in this collective. There's a major change regarding this path and this wall. Whoa, where did I get that? Right there. Dreams. All right, let's clarify some more. I have these little affirmation cards. There's a lot. I like them. They're all sorts of categories. All right, let's see. Breaking trail. Breakthrough is at hand. Intervention and purpose. Why is a breakthrough at hand here with intervention and purpose for Divine Feminine? A breakthrough is at hand. Intervention and purpose. A breakthrough. Summit, carefree. General. Today is a gift and I am blessed to be here. Today is a gift and I am blessed to be here. Yeah, I'm definitely picking up on Divine Feminine energy that may have been feeling a little, I don't want to say down, but feeling like life seems a bit lackluster in some way. With believing in magic as the obstacle challenge. What else was there? The desert. Looking for answers regarding some kind of desert situation. Some kind of dry, desaturated feeling. I'm picking up that it's more of a phase. It's not the way you've been living your life for a significant amount of time. It's more of a something happened or just naturally went into the cycle of feeling that way. And I know that you've always been grateful for every day that you've been given. You know, as you've been elevating as Divine Feminine energy, it's kind of a given that you're grateful, you know. Sometimes life brings challenges and obstacles that can kind of, I don't know, it can kind of take away the magic feeling. I get that. But I think that part of this breakthrough is that you're starting to feel the feeling of every day being a gift. Like you're enjoying life more. You're enjoying your days more in some kind of way. With carefree as well. Maybe you've had a lot of stress or worry, but that's ending. That's an old cycle. That's what's fading out. Why is today a gift and I am blessed to be here? Why is today a gift? I mean, well, we know. Why is this card that says today is a gift and I am blessed to be here for the Divine Feminine energy? Today is a gift and I am blessed to be here for Divine Feminine. Today is a gift. There's two. All is well and life is unfolding as it should. I am focused and persistent. I will never quit. Focused and persistent. I will never quit. All is well and life is unfolding as it should. When I saw focused and persistent, I remembered focused intention here regarding this path. So it's like maybe there's a different way, a different perspective when it comes to this wall in the path. I am focused and persistent. What's that quote? Or something about if there's something you can't change. If there's something that you can't change. I don't know the exact quote, but it's something like, if there's something you can't change, change the way you're looking at it. That might be something going on here where it's like, we only have control over ourselves, our own energy, how we go about operating in this world, right? We can't control others. We can influence them, we can encourage them, we can do the opposite of those things. But in the end, we can't ultimately control what other people do. So I guess in that situation, oh yeah, it's something about if you're unhappy or if you don't like something, that you can't change yourself. It's looking at it, it's changing the way you perceive that situation or that person, etc. All is well and life is unfolding as it should. Radical acceptance. That means something to someone. Radical acceptance. What's que sera mean? Que sera? I'm not going to sing it. Whatever will be, will be. Okay. Alright. Impasse. Why is impasse here for why Divine Feminine is in this energy? Impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy for Divine Feminine. Why is reflect and redirect your energy here? With moon phases. Reflect and redirect your energy. Spiritual. My thoughts are positive and optimistic today. Yeah, maybe there's something that you've been looking at in more of a pessimistic, negative way. And you've reflected on this and you're redirecting that energy. So maybe something that you were looking at from a more pessimistic perspective or viewpoint, maybe you've been looking at it differently or finding it beneficial to look at that differently, like more positive, optimistic. And this is ultimately what's leading into a breakthrough, maybe? Just having that different perspective with like hangman energy, right? We're put in these situations where we feel stuck, and the only thing we can do is dangle and look around. And there's a point to having to look around. There's a reason we're put in those positions to. It's like we're being forced to dangle until we see something differently. And it's for our own good. Why are my thoughts are positive and optimistic here? Why are my thoughts are positive and optimistic today here for the impasse card? My thoughts are positive and optimistic. Everywhere I look, I see prosperity. The more I focus my mind upon the good, the more good comes to me. Yes. Divine Feminine. That's what's going on here. Everywhere I look, I see prosperity. My thoughts are positive and optimistic today. This is coming after reflecting and redirecting your energy. I think that it's important. It's not wrong. It's not harmful to think negatively in these situations. It's part of, we have to experience the different perspectives. It's important for us. It's important for the divine feminine collective, the divine masculine collective, the divine collective as a whole. It's very important for us to continue to search for different perspectives. These are things we're supposed to share eventually. These are things that we're supposed to learn from so that we can teach others in some way. The more I focus my mind upon the good, the more good comes to me. My thoughts are positive and optimistic today. Everywhere I look, I see prosperity. It was important to be put in this spot as this squirrel. It was very important. Alright, why is focused intention here? For what divine feminine should avoid or let go of? Focused intention. I open my heart and allow wonderful things to flow to me. So maybe whatever was being focused on, maybe it was being focused on from a more negative lens, a pessimistic lens. And what that was doing was that was closing you off, closing your energy off, closing your heart off, creating a blockage. It was creating a blockage for wonderful things to flow to you in some way. Why is I open my heart and allow wonderful things to flow to me here? For what divine feminine should avoid or let go of? I open my heart and allow wonderful things to flow to me with focused intention. I open my heart and allow wonderful things to flow to me. I open my heart. I am in love with the hustle. I love and hate that card so much. I am in love with the hustle. My personal opinion, when I see this card, I feel like it's more about like the daily grind, right? Maybe it's learning to love the more mundane. Okay, so if someone's looking at something from a duller perspective, they're seeing the world in a more desaturated kind of way. Maybe it's because someone was kind of in a space of having to focus on the mundane, lacking in the magic, right? If someone's lacking in the magic, maybe they were in a spot or in a phase where they were maybe out of necessity. They felt out of necessity that they needed to focus on the more mundane aspects of life. I am in love with the hustle. Why is I am in love with the hustle here? Accompanying, I open my heart. I am in love with the hustle. My mind is free of resistance and open to exciting new possibilities. Free of resistance, carefree. Free of resistance. Interesting. I face difficult situations with courage and conviction. I always find a way out of such situations. All my dreams are now becoming a reality. Interesting. Free of resistance. So maybe someone's perspective, the way they were looking at things, with their mind, of course, right? That was creating resistance and closing oneself off to wonderful things flowing to them, closing themselves off to exciting new possibilities, etc. No, you stay down. Stay down. Alright, why is rejuvenating rain, clear the past, heal the present here? For what would be beneficial for divine feminine to lean into? Clear the past, heal the present. That's a couple of them. My energy transforms conflict into oneness and unity. I was not made for mediocrity. Damn right, divine feminine, you were not made for mediocrity. My energy transforms conflict into oneness and unity. So this is about transforming energy within relationships, friendships, any kind of connection, right? Your energy has the ability to transform conflict into oneness and unity. Clear the past, heal the present. Maybe this is done by letting go of the past, finding a way to fully clear out the past, because I think a lot of the times We think we've healed the past, right? Perhaps we've healed most of it. Sometimes there's residual energy, and maybe that's what's been maybe the divine intervened in a way that is allowing the residual energy from the past to be released. Clear the past, heal the present. Why is I was not made for mediocrity here? For what divine feminine should lean into. I was not made for mediocrity. I was not made for mediocrity. My partner sees and values all that I do for our relationship. I create my own beauty. I take care of my body outside and in. I feel and look my best. I was not made for mediocrity. Get down. I was not made for mediocrity. I am excited for what tomorrow will bring. Like going to the old place the camera used to be. I am excited for what tomorrow will bring. Maybe the dim feeling I was talking about, the desaturated feeling, maybe it's some kind of feeling of mediocrity when it comes to one's life. I'm excited for what tomorrow will bring. That's part of this breakthrough. Looking at the future in a different way, in a more exciting way, looking forward to the future. My energy transforms conflict into oneness and unity. My energy transforms conflict into oneness and unity. I enjoy the little things and I cherish them. That's the magic. Believe in magic. Well, that's part of magic, I think. Enjoying the little things and cherishing them. Like each day's a blessing kind of energy, you know? Finding the little things in our day-to-day lives that have us feeling grateful, joyful. Alright, what else do we have here? Current obstacle challenge, believe in magic. Why is believe in magic here for Divine Feminine's current? I am grateful for every moment of my life. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. I am grateful for every moment of my life. And I think this is part of a phase that Divine Feminine has been going through. It's part of a phase where we've been feeling lackluster, or I don't want to say lacking, maybe lacking in some kind of way. So if this is the challenge obstacle, right? Believing in magic. I am grateful for every moment of my life. It's finding I mean, anyone in Divine Feminine energy is familiar with inner work. I think that it gets exhausting. I think that sometimes we need a break. Sometimes we need phases where we just feel like we're just kind of feeling a little dullness in life. We're feeling a little lackluster in some way, right? And I think it's important that we allow ourselves the opportunity to feel those feelings, to experience that. Because we know that's not what life is. That's not what we're destined for. You know, we're not destined for mediocrity. We're destined for greatness. And we have to go through these phases that sometimes straight up suck. Let's not lie, right? They sometimes suck. They sometimes hurt. There's a lot of pain, discomfort. But we have to go through them, and we always know it's for a reason. We don't immediately know that it's for a reason, or we don't immediately know the reason. But as a Divine Feminine, we know that there's a reason. Sometimes we can get lost in the BS, you know what I mean? And that's fine. It's all part of our path, part of our growth, evolution, ascension. I am grateful for every moment of my life. For my relationship is open, honest, and full of abundance. My partner is everything I wished for and more. So I don't know if this has to do with, because I'm seeing there's several love relationship cards coming up here. So I don't know if these feelings I've been describing or this experience has to do with a connection to someone, Divine Masculine, the connection in general. If it's been feeling kind of like there's a lack of, with the desert, there's a lack of growth, of abundance, there's lack in some way, or that's how someone's been seeing it. Okay. Why is follow your bliss here for what Divine Feminine is doing or has been doing that's beneficial? Follow your bliss and change. Why is follow your bliss here with change for what Divine Feminine's been doing that's beneficial? Follow your bliss and change. Follow your bliss and change for what Divine Feminine's been doing that's been beneficial. Follow your bliss. I love who I am, and I naturally attract people who respect me as a unique individual. Why is I love who I am here? My life is a fountain of new opportunities that I never stop creating. Yeah, so you're doing what you've been doing that's beneficial for yourself, for your Divine Feminine energy, for a divine connection, etc., right? You've been following your bliss, and that's not something that everyone does. I'd even say I'd say that most people don't follow their bliss. I think that a lot of people end up doing what's expected of them, what they think that others want them to do, what they feel forced to do for, like, superficial reasons. Superficial meaning, like, what am I thinking of? Earthly woes. And so when someone follows their bliss, you go through all of the effort, all of the discomfort and pain to change, to evolve, to ascend in your energy, right? What you're doing is beneficial because you're living in an authentic truth of who you are, who you want to be, who you will be. I love who I am, and I naturally attract people who respect me as a unique individual. You are not afraid to be a unique individual. You're not afraid to do the things that not everyone does, or things that people think are a bad idea, or maybe you should do this instead, or, you know, all that. Your life is a fountain of new opportunities that you never stop creating. Yes, even when things seem a little dull, let's just say, to make it short. Even when things seem dull, lifeless in some kind of way, you're on the path to creating this beautiful, divine life. A fountain of new opportunities that I never stop creating. I think all this that I've been saying is what you already know, what you've already been experiencing. And you're currently having a breakthrough. You're currently plowing through the wheat field, finding that path to victory. You're reaching the top with summit. Success is on the way. You're on your way there. It's just maybe a rough patch. This has been a rough patch, but a necessary rough patch. What else can you tell the Divine Feminine Collective about follow your bliss for what they've been doing that's beneficial? What else can you tell the Divine Feminine Collective about follow your bliss for what's been beneficial? You might be also leading others. Well, whether that's the Divine Masculine energy, because you're connected, you know, so whatever you're doing that's beneficial for you is also beneficial for them and the connection as a whole in the universe. Maybe others are watching you stay true to yourself as the unique individual you are, following your own path, following your bliss. Maybe you're helping inspire other people to do that too. That might have something to do with the spotlight, fame, the mentionings of that. Like maybe there's something you do and you share that with the world and you're inspiring others to do the same. Do you know how beautiful this world would be if more people decided to follow their bliss? It's important. It's important that either you share what you do, share your passion, speak up. There's something about that. If it's something that you've done before and you stopped, maybe while feeling this, it's important that you get back into it. Big picture wise, it's very important, not just for you, but for the whole world, the universe, and beyond. You know, like, there's something about that. What was I saying before? I don't remember how I got started on that. Oh yeah. What else can you tell the Divine Feminine energy about navigating by the stars, follow your bliss, for what they're doing that's beneficial? I love meeting strangers and approach them with boldness and enthusiasm. Maybe you're the type of person that you end up interacting with strangers a lot, and you have very like unique experiences with them. Why is I love meeting strangers here? I love meeting strangers for what the divine feminine energy is doing that's beneficial. Maybe it's putting yourself out there with spotlight, right? Putting yourself out there and meeting new people in some way. I love meeting strangers for divine feminine. I'm totally conscious and aware of my beliefs about food and the reasons I eat. Physical health. This is about physical health and body image. I'm totally conscious and aware of my beliefs about food and the reasons I eat. That's interesting. I'm totally conscious and aware of my beliefs about food. Why is that here? I am self-reliant, creative, and persistent in whatever I do. Maybe there's something you've been doing that has to do with food, or like the culinary arts, putting yourself out there in that way. Like, is this like teaching others how to cook in some way, or there's something involved, something involving health, nutrition, meeting strangers. There's something here. I feel like this is more of a like maybe some people will, this will resonate for you. If it does, you're being highly, highly, highly encouraged to pursue that or to lean into it more. It's beneficial for you and your divine feminine energy, your connection. If this has to do with like putting in more effort to eat healthy, eat more beneficial foods, you're being encouraged to persist in those pursuits. Self-reliant. This could have to do with like growing one's own food in some way, like gardening. Okay. Alright, advice, guidance, taking shelter. The answers are within. Why is the answers are within here? I say no with ease. I say no with ease. Desert. You take on challenges and overcome obstacles. So there's something here about saying no. I have a lot to say about this card. I'm not going to make it about myself, but I just want to say I empathize and understand how hard it can be to say this damn word. No. No can be a full sentence. If you don't want to do something, say no. If you're not interested in something, say no. It's easier said than done, but maybe that resonates with someone. I fill my mind with positive and nourishing thoughts. Why does I say no with ease here? This also showed up for, I was doing a sample or a trial Divine Masculine reading off camera, and this card came out with, it was something about starting new pursuits. Like it's okay to say no to staying or to pursuits or things that you don't feel are in alignment with your higher self in some way. I say no with ease. Why is that here for Divine Feminine's advice, guidance? I face oh, there's a lot here. Well, there's two. I face difficult situations with courage and conviction. I always find a way out of such situations. All my dreams are now becoming a reality. Interesting. The answers are within. I say no with ease. Why is I say no with ease here for Divine Feminine? I love change and easily adjust myself to new situations. I love change and easily adjust myself to new situations with saying no. Loving change, adjusting, saying no. Loving change, easily adjusting. I am always motivated and always get things done on time. Interesting. You know, I'm going to leave that one to the viewer. Anyone who resonates with this, you'll know what this means for you regarding saying no. Whether this is something, if this is you your advice, guidance is to say no when you want to say no, or if it's something about like automatically saying no to everything. You know, it's like just not being interested in doing things, even if it's not like, I don't know, even if it's things that could be beneficial or that could be uplifting in some way. Like telling yourself no about certain things. I'm always motivated and always get things done on time. I love change and easily adjust myself to new situations. Maybe you've been saying no to new situations. We were talking earlier about something. I don't remember what it was. Related. Yeah, I don't remember. Why is transformation, a fresh new way of living, emerges here for Divine Feminine? There's too many. Also too many. Why is a fresh new way of living here for Divine Feminine? A fresh new way of living. I am amazing. I am an amazing friend for my partner. Wow. So, something about this transformation that you're in the midst of, it's helping to form you into an even better friend and partner in some way. Like whatever you've been working on, whatever you've been going through, it's all leading to this breakthrough firstly, and also this new way of being. And ultimately, what that's doing, whether it's possible to see now, it's doing something to how you connect with other people. And I don't quite know the details of that. It's going to be different for everyone, I'm sure. I am an amazing friend for my partner with transformation. I'm an amazing friend for my partner. I am an amazing friend for my partner. I'm an amazing friend. I am learning to trust the journey. Yeah, maybe this has to do with trust. Trusting the journey. Trusting others. I am learning to trust the journey. I am an amazing friend for my partner. I honor my commitments to myself. Trusting the journey, honoring commitments. And this has to do with being an amazing friend for your partner. Why is I honor my commitments to myself here for the Divine Feminine? I act fearlessly while taking wise measures to protect myself. So I suppose this would depend on what kind of commitments you make for yourself. Or do you end up not following through with that because of maybe fears? I act fearlessly while taking wise measures to protect myself. So it's like understanding that there's danger out there in some way, right? Understanding that things can get scary in various ways. But it's taking wise measures to protect yourself. Knowing that you can handle and persevere through any situation that comes your way. Honoring commitments to yourself, learning to trust the journey. And this is all under I am an amazing friend for my partner. Alright, what else do we have here? What else? What do I want to do? What should we do? Should I do all signs? A positive affirmation for all signs. How about that? Each sign. Starting with Aries, I'll of course include Ophiuchus. I made a promise. A friggin' commitment. I made a commitment a long time ago that I would include Ophiuchus. There's a collective out there who resonates with that energy and who would like to see more of it out there, so I participate. Alright, let's start with Aries all the way down to Pisces. Alright, Aries. I am in charge of how I feel, and today I choose to be happy. Yes, this is understanding, learning how to take charge of one's emotions, choosing the perspective we choose to look at the world, ourselves, situations, etc. Understanding the authority we have over our own thoughts and emotions. I'm in charge of how I feel, and today I choose to be happy. Alright, Aries. Who else? Who else we got? Aries. Taurus? Is Taurus next? I am mindful and I look forward to this brand new day. I am mindful and I look forward to this brand new day. I'm kind of getting the little things. I enjoy the little things and I cherish them. Being mindful, mindfulness, what is that? Grounding? Grounding oneself, just being in the present moment. Looking forward to what each day could bring in little, small ways. Just because they're small ways doesn't mean they're insignificant, right? Who's next? Gemini. Gemini. What do we have for Gemini? I have unlimited abundance in my life. Suppose I'm going to collect these other ones. I suppose that's having to do with how we perceive abundance, how we perceive success, etc., right? I have unlimited abundance in my life. How we perceive what is out there for us, what's possible for us to acquire. I have unlimited abundance in my life. So I feel like for Gemini, you might be looking at things in a way that is more pessimistic when it comes to what's available to you, perhaps with resources or in other ways. I think it's important to understand mindset has a lot to do with how we acquire things. I have unlimited abundance. Like not putting limits on ourselves mentally with our own thoughts. Not allowing our thoughts to put limits on what we can have, what we do have, etc. Who's next? Cancer? My crabby loves. Oh, shit. That's too many. Alright, Cancer. What do we have for Cancer? Cancer. Cancer. What positive affirmation? Cancer. I radiate love, self-esteem, inner peace, well-being, and happiness. Yeah, I'm being reminded of radiance here. Bask in the sunlight and share your brilliance. I radiate love, self-esteem, inner peace, well-being, and happiness. This is a reminder to be mindful about what you're putting out there energetically. It's about if you're feeling dull, lackluster in some way, going within, finding the love within, self-esteem, working on self-esteem, self-confidence, self-love, etc. Inner peace, finding peace within, well-being and happiness, focusing on your well-being in all aspects, your physical, emotional, spiritual, energetic, etc. well-being, and happiness. This is reminding me of the card that came out for, was it Aries? Choosing happiness. Choosing how we perceive things. Alright, who's next? Leo. What do we have for Leo? Leo. I let go of the past. I don't worry about the future. I live in the present moment and I am happy. Damn it. It doesn't say damn it, but we added it. I let go of the past. I don't worry about the future. I live in the present moment and I am happy. Yeah, this is reminding me of Taurus when it was about, I don't remember, being in the present moment, grounding oneself. I let go of the past. I don't worry about the future. Yeah, finding ways to just live and exist in this present moment. Focusing on giving yourself. Happiness is something we can give ourselves. Give yourself some happiness in the present moment. Finding a way to make that happen for you. Focusing on things that make you feel good, make you feel happy, that bring you joy. Who else? We got Virgo? Is this Virgo? Virgo, Divine Feminine. Virgo. I am grateful for this beautiful life I have been given. Finding ways to feel gratitude, express gratitude, act with gratitude. Yeah, I mean, we're all... Being alive is a friggin' gift. It's not easy to stay alive in this world. I am grateful for this beautiful life I have been given. Never forgetting to be grateful for that. Even when times are tough, there's always something to be grateful for. Alright. Libra? What do we have for Libra? Libra. Libra, Divine Feminine Collective. Libran, Divine Feminine. That wanted to come out. Libra. Wonderful things always happen to me because I live with an attitude of gratitude. Yeah, this is again with the gratitude. This is reminding me of, what do people say? Well, it's like what you put out there, you get back. Wonderful things always happen to me because I live with an attitude of gratitude. It's funny because like sometimes when you meet someone who lives with a lot of gratitude, they can seem quite strange to other people. It's like certain things that happen, other people would be more like, they wouldn't have gratitude for it because they look at things in a different way. But when someone has gratitude and they live their life from that energy or with that energy, it's kind of easy and beneficial to have gratitude for all that life has to offer, you know, even challenges and obstacles. Understanding that challenges and obstacles are opportunities to grow if we choose to come at it from that perspective, right? To evolve, to change. Wonderful things always happen to me because I live with an attitude of gratitude. Who's next? Is this Scorpio? I don't know where Ophiuchus is. I'm going to go Scorpio, Ophiuchus, and then Sagittarius. Scorpio collective. Whoa. That came out like fierce. I am focused, I am productive, I am a rock star. Yes. Absolutely. Don't ever forget that, Scorpio. You are focused, you are productive, and you are a rock star. You're capable of anything. Maybe you've been having a challenging time finding focus, staying focused and productive. Your guidance is to, if this is something you've been struggling with, to find ways to keep focused, limiting distractions, etc., finding ways to be productive, working towards what you want to be working on, what you feel is best for your higher self, what to work on regarding that, and never forgetting how amazing you are. Scorpio, Ophiuchus. What do we have for the Ophiuchus Divine Feminine Collective? Ophiuchus. I accept that every unexpected obstacle in my life is an opportunity to grow into a better person. I choose to learn and move on. Yes, I was just saying something about that too. I accept that every unexpected obstacle in my life is an opportunity. I think it can be easy to fall into a feeling of like, why me? What did I do to deserve this? Like, why is this happening, right? But everything, even the horrible things, in some way, from my perspective, how I operate, what I believe in, I see every single obstacle, opportunity that happens as an opportunity to grow into a better person, a stronger person, a more resilient person. I choose to learn and move on. Yeah, it's choosing to not hold on to these obstacles and challenges, hurt, pain, sorrow, grief. It's important to feel those things, but it's also important to not keep it with you in your heart, in your spirit. Taking what you can from them, keeping what is valuable, keeping what helps you evolve into a stronger, and in this card it says better person. Whatever that might mean to someone, what a better person is, you know. Choosing to learn, moving on, releasing it. Just taking the lessons, utilizing them in the present and future. Alright. Sagittarius? Sagittarius. I choose to see each obstacle I face as an opportunity to grow. Same situation here. I choose to see each obstacle I face as an opportunity to grow. Again, it's easy to see obstacles and challenges and think, oh man, why is this happening? What did I do to cause this to happen? Kind of like, instead of focusing on the obstacle as a negative, focusing it on as a positive, as an opportunity, a challenge to grow, to evolve, to expand, to ascend. I just went on the full tangent for Ophiuchus if you're watching this for Sagittarius and you're like, but wait. The full ramble is in Ophiuchus and maybe Scorpio. No, I don't remember. Alright, who's next? That was Sagittarius. Capricorn? Capricorn. Capricorn Divine Feminine Collective. I believe everything and anything is possible. Yes. not setting limits, okay, let me rephrase that, because setting limits can be a really great thing. Not limiting ourselves. My cat is not limiting herself with playing with this toy. Hi, gorgeous. Not limiting ourselves when it comes to what we can do, what we can't do, what we can achieve, what we can't achieve. Not limiting possibilities in our lives. Like when we stop ourselves from doing things we want to do because we don't think it's possible, we have self-doubt, we have maybe self-confidence. Like we don't have the self-confidence at the moment. We have to find that within. Anything is possible. I believe everything and anything is possible. Capricorn. Who's up next? Aquarius? Aquarius, divine feminine energy. Aquarius. Today I am excited to live my best day ever. Yeah. Best day ever. This is reminding me of another one that came out earlier, and I was saying that it's like finding ways, even by enjoying the little things and cherishing them, right? It's finding ways to give ourselves the best day ever. We can't just expect the best day ever to come to us. You know, certain days are like, wow, I'm super blessed, everything's awesome, great. But sometimes we have to put in the effort to create those days for ourselves. It's important that we learn how to do that, how to create the best day ever. Pisces. What do we got for Pisces? Pisces. I am absolutely perfect just the way I am. Yes, you are. Piscean Divine Feminine Collective. You are absolutely perfect just the way you are. You are your own unique person. There's no one else like you, and that's as it should be. You have your own unique gifts that you bring to the world. The world needs you for every single piece of who you are. It's important for this world, for the collective, for us to elevate as a collective. We need everyone to be their authentic, genuine selves, to strive for, I don't know, higher frequencies, embracing the things that we may not really like about ourselves, but they make us who we are. It's about not comparing ourselves to other people. There's no point in comparison. There's no point in me comparing myself to you, me, you, someone else. We're all so unique, and it's for a reason. We're not meant to be like everyone. Our lives aren't supposed to look like everyone else's lives. We're all in different paths. All right. Well, thank you very much, Divine Feminine Collective, for being here, giving me the honor of reading for the Divine Feminine Collective energy. If this resonated, I hope that it was beneficial. And until next time, bye.